Good evening. Tonight's homework is again graphing equations in the form y equals mx plus b. We know from yesterday and the work we've been doing in class, the m, the number in front of the x, represents the slope, and the b, the number at the end, that constant in the equation, represents the y-intercept or the y-coordinate of the y-intercept. So our objective tonight again is I can rewrite equations in slope-intercept form and then graph. That's what we're going to be doing. So we're going to graph the following equations on the grid provided. You'll be graphing all four equations on the same grid. You had this sheet at home with you this evening, and you're just going to check yourself or follow along with me. The first equation that I want you to graph is y equals negative 2/3 x plus 12. So our first step is to locate our slope, and we know the number right in front of that x is your slope. So your slope is negative 2/3. Next step is to locate the y-intercept, and we know if it's in the form y equals mx plus b, it's already in the correct form, we have our y-intercept as the constant at the end of that equation. If our y-intercept is 12, that means the coordinates of our y-intercept are 0, 12. And you'll remember from last night, step 1 is to plot that y-intercept. And there we have it, 0, 12. From there, our slope tells us where to go. Because it's a negative slope, we know we'll be going down. So we'll go down 2, and always moving to the right 3. So we should have a point that goes down 2 and to the right 3. So let's just double check. There we go, down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3. Again, from this point, we'll go down 2 to the right 3. Down 2 to the right 1, 2, 3. And we discussed that I need for you to get your pattern of points all the way across your grid before you actually graph the line. So you just make sure from that y-intercept, use the slope, down 2 to the right 3, down 2 to the right 3, down 2 to the right 3, down 2 to the right 3. Then you're like, okay, I've run out of graph, so I need to go ahead and plot my line, or draw my line. And there's your first line. That line we'll label as y equals negative 2/3 x plus 12. That's that line graphed. All right, let's try the next one. For the next one, again, it's in the right form, y equals mx plus b, so we can pull our slope and our y-intercept right from the equation, which is nice. Our slope is 2, and our y-intercept is negative 1. It's that constant at the end of that equation. So if our y-intercept is negative 1, we know the coordinates for our y-intercept is 0, negative 1. So I'll go ahead and plot that. 0, negative 1. There's our y-intercept. Our slope tells us where to go, and we discussed slope always should be rewritten as a fraction. So if the slope is 2, that's 2 over 1. It's a positive slope, so we'll move up 2, and always to the right 1. So from here, I'm going to move up 2 to the right 1. Plot a point. Up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. And we discussed that you are going to plot that pattern of points all the way across the grid, up 2, right 1, until you run out of grid space. And then you draw your beautiful straight line. And there's our second graph. Our second graph was y equals 2x minus 1. We always draw arrows at both ends and label our graph. Next one. Now this one is in the form y equals mx plus b, but it might be harder to see. If it's y equals x, that means y equals 1x. And if I don't see a constant on the end, I'm like, oh, my constant must be plus 0. All right, so if you didn't see that it was in the correct form, you might need to do a quick rewrite for yourself. Again, our slope is 1, and our y-intercept is 0. So the coordinates of our y-intercept are 0, 0. Step 1, we know, is always plot that y-intercept. So we're going to plot 0, 0 right there at the origin. If our slope is 1, we write it as a fraction, 1 over 1. That means we'll go up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. So from 0, 0, from that y-intercept, up 1, right 1. Up 1, right 1. And you need to do that beautiful pattern of points, up 1, right 1, all the way across your page. It's another beautiful positive slope. Up 1, right 1, up 1, right 1. And we plot those points all the way across the grid till we run out of grid space. Then we draw our beautiful straight line with arrows at both ends, and we label it. So that's y equals x. The last equation I'm going to ask you to graph, we have to rewrite in slope-intercept form before we graph. We've been working on this. To rewrite in slope-intercept form just means get y all by itself isolated on one side. So focus on the side with the y. You say, oh, there's a 6 being subtracted. How do I undo that subtraction? Addition. So I'll just need to go ahead and add 6 to both sides of that equation, and I'll have y equals 1/3 x plus 6. The reason we do that is to get it into the form y equals mx plus b. So then we can see, oh, okay, after a quick rewrite, our slope is 1/3, our y-intercept is 6. Like, okay, the coordinates of my y-intercept must be 0, 6. So I always start by plotting my y-intercept. So I plot 0, 6. And a slope of 1/3, it's a positive slope, so I'm going to go up. So I'm going to go up 1 to the right 3. We're going to go up 1 to the right 1, 2, 3, plot a point. Up 1 to the right 1, 2, 3, plot a point. Up 1 to the right 1, 2, 3, plot a point. Up 1 to the right 1, 2, 3, plot a point. You want to plot your points all the way across the grid from your y-intercept using the slope to get your pattern of points. And then you draw your beautiful graph. Okay, which my graph is actually drawn wrong. I'm so sorry. I acted as though it was a negative slope. It's not. It's a positive slope. So you're just going to ignore that line. That's certainly not the line. That's an oops. My line, which now is not going to be straight, is going up 1, right 3. Up 1, right 3. Up 1, right 3. Up 1, right 3. I gotta tell you, for not having a straight edge, that's not a bad line. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's y equals 1/3 x plus 6. All right, goes to show your teachers make mistakes too, but it's already 5:30 in the morning, so I need to go ahead and get ready for work. So that's the best I can do tonight. Try to have a good night. Hopefully that video helped. Those are some gorgeous lines. See you in the morning.